This is Andre of Big Gemini Kennels, aka BGK. Welcome back. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that alert button so that you're notified every time we drop content, and that's going to be frequently because we came to drop bombs. Beast mode.
Get ready for a BGK story time.
Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Andre BGK, and we are back at it. Yeah. Welcome to BGK Story Time. Now, okay, this BGK story time is about selling the largest XL American Bully to a gentleman in China. Yeah, you heard me correctly. I said China. Now, for those that are new to the channel, hello and welcome to the BGK TV network, home of Big Gemini Kennels, aka BGK. We have been consistently producing the largest XL American Bullies on the planet for the last decade and selling them all over the world. We have led the United States in educating the public about the nature of this big beautiful beast that we call the XL American Bully. In fact, this channel is dedicated to educating the public about the XL American Bully breed, not to be mistaken for large pit bulls, although they frequently are. Now initially, my foundation stud was always called the world's largest pit bull, and his name was BGK's The Rock. He actually was an XL American Bully that was mistaken for a pit bull because the breed was not well known when he emerged. BGK's The Rock was a legendary huge XL American Bully, and together we would go viral as he acted as my service dog, and we would go out, meet and greet people at the mall, Walmart, Venice Beach, and other various locations, shaking hands and kissing babies. We were politicians at that time. Together, BGK's The Rock and myself, Andre BGK, showed the world the true nature of an XL American Bully, which is a loving, strong family companion with an incredibly stable temperament. We had fun breaking stereotypes too at a time. Believe me, there were a lot of racist and stereotyping comments being made during our first videos together. Look at that big black guy with that evil, big, huge pit bull. They're both going to kill somebody. Now, being the first viral XL American Bully, BGK's The Rock and myself did millions of views and had a big impact on the culture. Good times. Amazing times. R.I.P. to BGK's The Rock. You're truly a legend. Now, Big Gemini Kennels was the first kennel to place an XL American Bully in Europe, Indonesia, South Africa, Panama, Sweden, Kuwait, Canada, etc. We have played a huge role in spreading the XL American Bully breed worldwide. This video documents yet another step in that lane. This brings me to today's story time. To continue the legacy of spreading the breed worldwide, I am proud to say that Big Gemini Kennels has placed the first true XL American Bully in China. The story that leads up to this event is pretty damn crazy. Let me tell you what happened. Now, it all started with an incredibly long-winded email that was sent into our company email by a gentleman named James. Yes, you heard me right. There's a guy from China, a good friend of mine now, and his name is James. Now, I never heard of a Chinese guy named James. I usually think their names are a little different. However, this is the case. James explained that he was one of our YouTube subscribers that loved watching our content and had been following our kennel for a very long time. He only wanted one of the biggest and the best XL American Bullies that he had seen online, and that China literally had no XL American Bullies at all. This shocked. In James' email, he said it would be an honor to work with Big Gemini Kennels and purchase a dog that he would like to have imported to China, and said that he already had international pet shippers in place. Now, also during this email, James explained that it was very true about the dog-eating culture that existed in China. Now, as a well-known dog lover and dog breeder, this is something that I had heard about for years. Now, just like some of you guys watching, I had seen some of the fucking disgusting videos of dogs being tortured, killed, barbecued, and sold in China for food. And it was super shocking to hear this directly from someone who lived in China and had first-hand experience. Now, to my relief, James wrote that he was equally disgusted with people that looked at dogs as a food source, and any dog that I shipped to him would be treated like a king, a part of his family, and protected at all costs. Now, although I appreciated his honesty, it left me with a bit of apprehension and anxiety about shipping one of my family members to China where it could possibly be killed, chopped up, and cooked. This is not what happens to BGK dogs. Although I've had mostly good experiences with shipping my dogs internationally, there were some mistakes that I made that cost a dog its life, and I refuse to ever repeat these mistakes. One example of such mistakes is when I shipped BGK's T-Rex to a rich idiot in Indonesia who had convinced me that he was a family man looking for a family pet. Now, just like James, this man in Indonesia had initially represented himself as a family man, even sent me pictures of him and his family, saying that he only wanted a family pet and he wanted to introduce Indonesia to the XL American Bully breed. So I was happy to work with him at that point. Little did I know the damage I would be doing to BGK's T-Rex. I actually had planned on keeping BGK's T-Rex for myself until I was contacted by this gentleman in Indonesia. Now, when I shipped BGK's T-Rex to the guy in Indonesia, everyone over there was amazed at the look, size, and temperament of the dog. Unfortunately, this asshole decided to take a bet for $40,000 and put BGK's T-Rex into a dogfight against two game-bred American Pit Bull Terriers. Now, these two game-bred American Pit Bull Terriers literally shredded BGK's T-Rex in the most violent manner possible. I'm ashamed to say BGK's T-Rex truly suffered. That was my fault. I literally had no idea dogfighting was legal in Indonesia and you only had to pay taxes to host a dogfighting event. Now, although BGK's T-Rex looked incredibly big and fierce, my dogs are not fighting dogs. In fact, all of the XL American Bullies are not fighting dogs or based on fighting dogs. This is a companion breed that can also act as a great guardian. I still deeply regret failing and sending BGK's T-Rex over to Indonesia, and this is part of the apprehension I have when someone from overseas in a country that has possible danger to the dog wants to bring in the breed. If you want to know about BGK's T-Rex and the full story of what happened to him, please look at that video. It's already uploaded as a story time and it gives all the details. Now let's get back to James in China. I'm just letting you know why I have apprehension about the country he's in, especially when I know they will butcher, kill, cook, and eat a dog. Now James was super excited because he wanted to be the first to introduce his country to the XL American Bully breed. He wanted to show them what the true XL American Bully breed was about because there were none there currently. Now please understand, all XL American Bullies are not created equal. There are XL American Bullies that are, in my opinion, too small to even be considered an XL American Bully at all. I don't care how popular the kennel is. At Big Gemini Kennels, we specialize in creating the biggest XL American Bullies on the planet. In fact, some of our XL American Bullies are so big they need to be called XXL American Bullies because their weight and size is so large they don't fit the traditional description of an XL American Bully as provided to us by the American Bully Kennel Club, or the ABKC. Now James was particularly interested in the breeding that I had just completed with my big female BGK's Coco, who had been bred to BGK's Debo. Now BGK's Debo is the son of the world famous legendary super producer BGK's The Rock, our foundation stud. BGK's Debo carries everything you want to see in an impressive XL American Bully. The size, the drive, the muscle, the intimidating look, the perfectly balanced temperament, and everything else that goes along with that. Yes, he looks evil and is a great guardian, but he's also a big puppy with any of the BGK family or staff. Now, BGK's Coco is an amazing huge female who came from our breeding with the world famous legend DDK's The Hulk and our girl CK's Kalia. Needless to say, James had chose a great breeding with a legendary pedigree where the dogs are guaranteed to be huge XL American Bullies. The name of the dog he was inquiring about was a 1-year-old chocolate male called BGK's Escobar, or BGK's Esco for short. Now I must admit that I was initially hesitant because of his location and China's crazy reputation for killing and eating dogs on a regular basis. I decided to bring the matter to the BGK team to see if they thought we should sell him BGK's Esco. At first, my whole team was extremely apprehensive about selling the dog to James, but after we all collectively read the long, heartfelt emails from James wanting to join the BGK family and have a BGK dog, we decided we are against stereotyping and would have to work with him to get him the dog he desired. I, as a large black man, have been fighting stereotypes my whole life. As a black man with a huge XL American Bully, the stereotypes were even harder to fight because we were fighting two at a time, both me as a black male and him as a big, quote-unquote, large pit bull. We decided that we would work with James to ship BGK's Esco to China to introduce the breed to the country and let them learn about the amazing XL American Bully. After deciding to move forward with James, we took BGK's Esco to the vet to arrange all of the international shipping paperwork that would be necessary. James was very excited and put me in contact with his international pet shippers that will be transporting this BGK beast from Los Angeles, California to China. After we had secured all of the paperwork needed, I had a couple of my guys from my transport team go to meet with the international pet shippers that James had put together. Now please remember, BGK's Escobar is only a 1-year-old happy puppy that will not fully mature until 4 years old. However, he is a big boy already, and I mean really big. And I don't think the international pet shippers that James had understood that. So the BGK pet transport team went to meet with the international pet shippers that James had secured at the pre-designated location. The international pet shippers were a younger Asian male and Asian woman, from which the women seemed to be the person in charge. Now, when the international pet shippers walked up to the back of our transport vehicle and seen just how big BGK's Escobar actually was, they almost passed out and began to act super terrified. I mean, it was weird. The woman ran away a few steps and began jumping up and down, acting distraught and crazy.
Okay.
The male would not approach our transport vehicle at all. They both began speaking frantically to each other in Chinese. Now, my guys don't speak Chinese, but they did understand that something was very wrong and they had a big problem. Finally, my guys asked the female shipper what the problem was. She said, "I've never seen a dog this big in my life. I'm not comfortable dealing with such a large, serious-looking dog. He's definitely going to attack me." Oh, no. That's when we knew we had a serious problem. She said, "I'm going to call James in China and cancel the shipping. I can't do this." The male with her was even more terrified than her. I thought he was supposed to be backup. What the hell is going on here? To be honest, at this point we realize we're dealing with dummy number 1 and dummy number 2, and they're supposed to be transporting this dog from Los Angeles to China. It's about to get ugly.
He's fine. He's a big baby.
I don't think so. He looks like he's angry.
He is not angry. He's a big baby.
Now at this point, the international pet shippers called James and let him know they were terrified of the dog and that the dog was huge and they would not even feel comfortable loading that dog into their vehicle, much less taking care of him for the next few weeks prior to transporting it to China. James was heartbroken. He called me and asked me what my thoughts were. I said, "My transport team is saying that your guys are scared. She's jumping around. She will not touch the dog. Your guy won't even approach the vehicle. I don't know how they're going to be able to transport this dog all the way to China." I also informed James that just as I had told him previously, the dog had an amazing temperament. Although he was huge, he's still just a puppy that will be growing for the next 3 years. As I told you before, my dogs grow up to 4 years old. They take a long time to fully mature. James said he had no doubt about the temperament and that they just had no experience with the XL American Bully breed, just as most people in China didn't. At that point, James asked me could I have my pet transport team load the dog from my vehicle into their vehicle. I said, James, I don't think that's smart. They need to learn how to handle the dog. What happens once we load BGK's Esco into their vehicle and then they're scared to deal with them at whatever location they're going to? I told James at this point what I'm going to do is have the BGK pet transport team pull BGK's Esco out of the vehicle. They're going to have to be willing to approach him and introduce themselves to the dog, and that my pet transport team would make sure that everything went smoothly during this process. It took an hour to 2 hours for them to work up the courage to walk up to the dogs and take the leash from my pet transport team. This was insane. Finally, they did it, and BGK's Esco, being the big happy puppy he is, was happy to meet the pet transporter, sniffed and licked him, and then the BGK pet transport team and the international pet shippers collectively loaded him into the international pet shippers transport vehicle. At that point, I called James and said, BGK's Esco is in the custody of your shippers. Please stay on top of them because I don't have a lot of faith in them after seeing their response to BGK's Esco initially. Now, unfortunately, these international pet transporters turned out to be even worse than I thought they would be. They missed flight after flight, and BGK's Esco ended up in their care for over 2 to 3 months before he was actually shipped out to China by them. During this process, though, they started bonding with BGK's Esco and would send videos on a regular basis showing how they were bonding with the dog, and they learned to start to fall in love with the XL American Bully breed. And they realized how silly they had been when they had met BGK's Esco by assuming that he was going to attack and kill them for literally no reason. What weirdos. Finally, the big day arrived, and James contacted me, letting me know that BGK's Esco had flew from Los Angeles over to Seoul, Korea, and from Seoul, Korea, he flew over into China and had arrived safely. Man, was I happy to hear that the trip had been a success, because it took 3 months from the point where I handed off the dog to the international pet shippers and that it actually made it out to China. From there, James proved to be exactly what we thought, an honorable man of his word. BGK's Esco went straight to a trainer who began to develop him and integrate him with other dogs that he had on staff. And he also told James, this dog is huge, but he has a beautiful temperament. This is one of the most mild-mannered, amicable, friendly, loving dogs that he had ever seen in his life. The trainer fell in love with BGK's Esco, just like everybody else that has came into contact with him thus far. The trainer would send pictures and videos of BGK's Esco on a regular basis, so I was very happy to see all of the updates on his progress after he had arrived in China. He did very well with the trainer, and eventually after the trainer was done dealing with BGK's Esco, he was transferred over to his owner, James. James was super happy, and he turned out to be one of the best dog owners I've ever seen in my life. I don't care if he's in China, the United States, England, it doesn't matter. This guy is a true dog lover and a great asset to the BGK team. We are so glad that we were able to work with James and get BGK's Esco into his hands. This is the video that James sent me after BGK's Esco was with him at his house.
Hey, what's up, bro? This is James from China, the owner of BGK's Esco. We're located in Chengdu, China. If you're close, come say hi. And here it is. Look at him. Just a big, beautiful dog. Right, the best temperament ever. Alright. Anyway, I want to shout out to my friend Andre, the owner of Big Gemini Kennel, aka BGK, and shout out to the whole BGK family. Thank you guys so much for the trust and all the hard work. Thank you for letting me have the chance to own BGK's Esco. He's such a beautiful boy. He's so perfect that it's way beyond I could even ask for. Thank you. BGK, quality matters.
James let me know that everywhere he goes with BGK's Esco, It stops traffic. Everybody's coming up to him like he's a superstar. They have never seen an XL American Bully that looks like him. They didn't even know about the breed for the most part. So James is now actively educating the people of China about this beautiful XL American Bully breed. And this is what BGK is all about. If you want to know anything about BGK's Esco, you can also check him out on his Instagram, which James updates on a regular basis with pictures and video of BGK's Esco and his adventures overseas in China. This is why I'm not racist. This is why I don't stereotype. I judge each person on their own merit on an individual basis, because look at James, one of the best dog owners I've ever seen. And if I had just thought, man, he's in China and this is not going to work, this connection would have never happened. Salute to you, James. I appreciate you. We're so glad to have you as a part of the BGK family, and we are glad that the breed is being introduced to yet another new country to show how beautiful and loving this companion breed is. I also wanted to publicly thank James for the beautiful watch that he provided me as a gift. Who does that? You actually bought this dog. You had no reason to gift me a watch, so I humbly thank you for this watch, and I will wear it all the time. Thank you, James. Remember this, you guys. Never judge a book by its cover. Each person has its own merit. Big Gemini Kennels, quality matters. Last but not least, if you're not aware of the #1 bully supplement in the business, the Big Dog Supplement, then shame on you. It is made by 90% human grade organic ingredients. It is top shelf. All the vitamins, nutrients, amino acids, protein, anything that you can use to supplement diatomaceous earth. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin B12, vitamin D3, vitamin E, ester C, B1, B2. Dude, it has, now I'm not going to bore you with the detail, but I'll just say that this is a mix that we perfected over the last decade. We bought in the pet nutritionist, we bought in the vet, and we really refined this. We have our guaranteed lab analysis on the back of every bag. This is top shelf. If you want to see why our dogs reach the max potential that they do, this supplement is a big part of it and has been a big secret of ours for years. When people are tripping out on how my BGK dogs develop, one thing they don't understand is that this supplement has been given to that dog since it was a puppy all the way through its young adulthood, and it has a big impact on it reaching its max potential. We have our bulk up mix, which is if you want your dog to get bigger, growth and development, health and immunity, you know, bigger, bulkier. This is what your bulk up mix is for. You have to be careful. If your dog starts growing too fast, cut back on it, you know, and kind of measure it out. We also have our muscle up mix, which is for the super high energy dog because it has a lot higher protein and it's just a more intense mix overall. So you want to make sure if you're giving your muscle up mix to a dog, it's definitely going to get the exercise in that's needed to convert that energy into muscle, right? That's what the muscle up mix is for. So check us out, bigdogsupplement.com, bigdogsupplement.com. This is Andre BGK, and I'm out.